Yes, I'm still working from home. Well, I've always worked from home, so I guess that doesn't matter, but I'm taking advantage of it. Look at this. I'm not even buttoning my shirt up for you today. And yeah, and my hair is out of control. My spray tan is gone. So what are you going to do? We're going to talk about marketing. And here's the question. We're going to talk a little bit about marketing and sales, so to speak. Here's the question that I've got for you. Do you think that things from a marketing and sales perspective are going to be different when we come out of the corona virus pandemic and our isolation and everything like that? Well, we got to believe that there are going to be changes. Now, we don't necessarily know what those changes are going to be, but for example, like cleanliness, in the past, we would have regarded cleanliness as being a feature or benefit that we think would have been very important to know for a restaurant, a grocery store, something like that. We would have, knowing that Disney World is really, really clean has always been kind of a big deal. But who would have thought that now that a lot of us, cleanliness is going to be a part of the decision-making process that people are going to have. They're going to have an expectation of cleanliness, that your products are going to be COVID-19 free, that they're going to be clean. There's not going to be any danger or anything like that. Or that when people are making service calls, just think about all of this stuff. So that in itself is going to be a difference, right? Now, what other differences are we going to have out there? Not really sure, because we're going to be seeing, we are going to definitely be having a bit of an unknown out there, that we don't know for sure what's going to happen next. But here's something for you to consider, and that is to look back at kind of the way you presented yourself to the marketplace, the way you communicated with the marketplace, and kind of the perspective that you had looking at the marketplace, and ask yourself the question: will these things still be things that we can use to sell, to market and sell to our moose, or are these things that might need to be changed? Or maybe even more importantly, is this a good time for us to start rethinking how we have presented ourselves to the marketplace? That we aren't necessarily just a supplier of a product, and in most cases a commodity, right? That we are going to be offering something a little bit different. So let me give a suggestion here on how to look at this. Okay, I'm kind of looking at this as like marketing BC versus marketing AC. Marketing before COVID-19 and marketing after COVID-19. Now, if we look at it from the before, and what I am going to suggest that you might consider for your after perspective. In the before, in marketing, we would create our product, we would build our products, then we would develop catalogs that were essentially just product catalogs. That's all they were. And those were our mailing pieces that we would send out to people. And our communications with people in the marketplace were sort of like that too, where and when I say pitch means that we're talking at people. And we're just saying, here's what we have, and here are the features of what this has. Here's the color, here's the size, here's the how fast it spins, here's here's the how long it is, here's how long it's going to last, things like that. We would talk about the quality. We all have great quality, right? The services behind it, that we all have the best customer service. Every single one of us is saying that out there, right? And that price, maybe we're not the lowest price, but we are certainly a very, very fair price, a competitive and fair price. And so what we end up doing is we end up talking to people, and we end up pitching people, and we end up kind of saying to them, this is what we have for you, you should buy us. And the primary three reasons are the quality, service, and price discussion, right? We've had this conversation before many, many times, right? Where everybody says they have the best quality, everybody says they have the best service, everybody says they have the best price. But it ultimately ends up being a transaction because of that. And usually, if we are considered to be a commodity, then ultimately the decision comes down to kind of price, doesn't it? And we don't want to be that. We don't want to be competing on price. So maybe now is an opportunity for us to kind of, again, pivot our thinking, maybe even take a look at it from being that we could possibly be, can we deliver something beyond just the product? Deliver something beyond the resource that we are offering to them. Can we be something else? So like, instead of pitching to people, and just talking about features, is that we are offering a solution to them. We're talking to them from their perspective as to what are the actual results that they are going to get. I had this conversation yesterday with one of our clients in a virtual consulting call, which we're doing a lot of. If you're interested, let us know. And starting to work out his communication messaging from here on. And he was talking about how they're able, the machines that they have are able to build these new products, these important components for other machines at a very high rate. And he kept talking about that. I said, well, those are the features of it. Why would somebody want it to be at a high rate? Why would they want it faster? And that's where we start talking about solution. We talk about results. Stability. Think about that. This is kind of like the cleanliness conversation that people are going to want to know. Customers are going to want to, are you going to be around? Because there's still going to be a lot of uncertainty. The economy is not going to come roaring back, as some people would say to you. It is not going to come roaring back. We have lost companies. We have had, I'm blanking on the word right now, but we have had casualties. That's the word I'm looking for. We have had casualties, and there might still be casualties, and the unemployment rate is still too high, and stuff. So you probably need to talk about, what are you doing to maintain stability with your company? What about convenience? Convenience is something that people want now. They want convenience in everything, not just in shopping, not just going down to the convenience store, but they're getting it online. They're getting it in the way it's, products are being delivered to them. So what are you doing to be very, very convenient for them? Maybe even the most convenient. What about authority? Can they look to you for being somebody who has answers to questions that might not necessarily just be about your product? Like I say, is there a way for you to be a resource beyond just the deliverable that you're offering right now? And instead of a transaction where it's like, okay, thank you very much, here's our per piece price, the transaction it becomes more of a transformation into from their purchasing from you. It's transforming them into results, transforming them, with solutions, not just deliverables. And ultimately, instead of a commodity, the experience. This is a huge word, and it's been talked about for many, many years, and I talk about it in my book, Uncopyable, is that's one of the uncopyable strategies, is what type of an experience are you now going to be delivering to them before, during, and after you have you begin with that relationship, okay? And in fact, one way to look at it, and I don't remember who said it, it wasn't me, and if you know who said this, please let me know so that I can give that person credit. But instead of thinking in terms of you're selling a product to people, think in terms of that you're selling an experience to them. You're selling something far beyond the product. And in fact, you are selling an experience, and the souvenir is your product. Because if you are still focused on one or more things on the left side, you could very well be an annoying pest coming up. You don't want to be an annoying pest. If you can focus on one or more of the things on the right-hand side, then you will be seen more as a welcome guest. That's what we want to do when we're coming out of this, because of the unknowns, we just don't know. So if there are things that we can manage ourselves and work on ourselves, we can now offer something far beyond what we used to offer. And let me tell you something, that will help you separate yourself from the competition and be uncopyable. This is Steve Miller, better known as Kelly's Dad and Marketing Gunslinger. Thanks again for watching me this week, and appreciate you very much. And I will be back again next week with another Uncopyable Business video. And until then, always remember, be uncopyable. I'll see ya.